or addition, we add something here. Student. We have student instead of student. Initial or syllable final position. Okay. And one more type of error, global error or local error. I visit my friend yesterday. So this way, because of the word yesterday, visit or visited is not a big problem. Right? So this one may link to communicative mistakes. If it hinders your understanding, and then it should be corrected as soon as possible, or else we can leave it until the end, for example. And we have some implicit correction. Say, you have to say, it's incorrect. I visited my friend yesterday. Okay. We have a global error and a local error here. If I heard that I could lend right? But in this one, okay, it does not make a change in meaning. Now, why do we have to pay attention to errors and error correction? We do it the first time, wrong. We do it again, wrong. And then the third time, right? We learn from making mistake from trial and errors. Trial and errors. So language learning, like the other human activities, right? If we observe our children when they, for example, in the section 3, and then we have the young children 4 stages of learning. For example, they have the fork, right? For example, we have this one. We normally have this one, the Vietnamese way. We don't have the spoon this way, we don't have it this way. We have it by size, right? Not by tip. Right? So, when you are at benefit, you are at a function, and then you do it this way, right? Then, but the other, now, if you want to be the insider, then you try to adjust yourself this way. Right? Turn error. Add the pictures, and then you can observe. You can observe, analyze, describe, and to make the learners self-aware of that and for self-correction. Right. We should have a very positive view upon the errors, mistakes. Especially though we'd like to make hypothesis testing. Because it is very easy for us to recognize, very well built, with few mistakes in writing. But the ideas are not very good, and then with a piece of writing, I don't say a lot of mistakes, but maybe 4 or 5 mistakes, right? But the ideas are original. Right. So which one would you like to give more marks? Which one? Of course, we have to base ourselves on the criteria for marking, grading for marking. However, it seems that we are inclined to give more marks, give some bonus, right, for the well-expressed ideas. Now, the interlanguage study, we have 3 things. Okay. Number 1, yeah. What does it mean? Latent. They may not know, they may not be aware of that, right? But they seem to express themselves in such a way. You inherited something from your father, your mother, your ancestor, for example, right? Both the teacher, the native speakers, like teacher told you again and again, but you now and then you make mistakes, right? Because you strongly firmly establish your view, your mind. And one more thing is not subject to critical period. For critical period, we have not pronunciation, but for the intonation only, right? Suprainstrumental features only. So some interlanguage or learner language mistakes happen not because of the critical period. And then interlanguage consists of one first language transfer from Vietnamese to English. Transfer of training, what does it mean? The learners imitate you. Right? Transfer of training. Right. Strategy of auto learning. We have simplification. If you write, if you speak, and then the thing, because the thing you are model, they follow you. And then strategy of auto communication. That means that they don't think about grammar while talking. Over generalization. Number two, this way we have three things. Again, you have to know, and the teacher will help you to know where you are in the course of learning a foreign language. And then here we have, L1, L2. We have a native blank. Here. Or we have a target language. Native blank here, right? And then if you do it again and again with the knowing, and it is right fossilized. So this way your competence, not your performance. You know, but you cannot do exactly. So performance error, right? So it becomes a fossilization. It can be correct. It can be correct. And then the last one, the interlanguage studies. I can do setting code. We have the 5 factors. Number 1, language transfer. And I have a chip told you, okay, maybe from L1. Maybe the interlanguage, right? Strategy of second language learning. For example, if you study with a teacher or with some material device designed by Australian speakers, and then of course they will introduce their culture, right? Their mode of behavior that does stuff into that, right? And once you get it deep into your heart and you remember firmly, and then you will communicate with others in search of what? In search of what? The third one, strategy of second language communication. The problem is whether you are able to adjust yourself. Adjust yourself. For example, from book, Native Life, English book, Australian, not Australian, British or American English book. But in here, because in this book we don't have a lot of real life context, so we have some neutral ones only. Neutral ones only. For example, how's it going?